There's a kind of a weird feeling about that, about, holding an animal and it's going to go extinct and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's kind of really special that that this project is trying to reverse some of that. And I think it's a really special project to be part of.
Obsessed with insects since she was little, Eleanor is a big bug enthusiast.
It's kind of like they're so weird. That's the thing I love most about them. They're just so weird. Like, the Harry Potter movies, the most recent ones that came out about Fantastic Beasts, and I absolutely adore them. But the thing is, I always come out of them and at the end of the film, it's like, well, that's kind of like nothing on what we have in real life. I have recently finished a PhD looking at personality in invertebrates. I mean, I've been obsessed with insects definitely since I was a kid. I grew up on the Isle of Man. You could go out on adventures and I always used to go to look for ant nests, and I used to have a habit of bringing back all kinds of different creepy crawlies I found and keeping them in jars in my bedroom. So these are all from French Guiana, which was my most recent trip to study bugs. This is one of my favourite types of moth. The light traps, we use them to try and find beetles, but we get a lot of these guys.
Moving to a new city brings Eleanor together with a type of grasshopper so rare they haven't been seen in the region since 1968. They're also Britain's biggest and most handsome grasshopper.
The large marsh grasshopper used to live in East Anglia. The habitats were kind of degraded and spoiled. They've been restored. Why not bring the grasshopper back?
But for this to work, Eleanor must first bring them up at home.
It felt a bit shady, kind of going to a car park to kind of collect some eggs, and also all the kit as well. And so you take it back, and then you wait. And so kind of really the first couple of weeks is kind of like a slight anticlimax, kind of checking them every day, and you don't know when they're going to hatch, and you have to kind of remember to go and top up the water to keep everything kind of nice and damp. And it's kind of getting to the point where you kind of don't think they're ever going to hatch. Then suddenly, they all kind of synchronize and they just hatch at the same time. You go from having no responsibility to suddenly having kind of many tiny hoppers to care for. I really want this to work, and I really want to kind of, make sure I do the best possible job that I can to these little creatures to give them the best chance. So yeah, so excited, but maybe a bit nervous as well. Just gotta.
Eleanor is on an important mission today to keep her new family of grasshoppers satisfied.
Well, to start with, when they're really small, they need really soft grass. As they get older, we start feeding them cocksfoot grass instead, which is a much bigger, much tougher type of grass, but they really enjoy it.
A good start by Eleanor, but her growing hoppers demand more attention.
As they get bigger and bigger, suddenly you have to collect more and more grass, and it's like having kind of teenagers in the house. They're just eating you out of house and home as quickly as you can collect the grass. Once they hit adulthood, then they start stridulating and they start making noises, so that's quite entertaining as well. It is an occupational hazard. If you have grasshoppers, at some point you will have an escapee grasshopper. I think that's just part of the course of it. And we definitely did have one little individual who decided to go on a little hop down the corridor into my flatmate's bedroom, and I could just see it going, and I was like, just please stay there. And anyway, it looked at me and it hopped onto her door, and then the next thing I know is that Eleanor. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Anyway, luckily we were able to catch him. It's a big responsibility to be allowed to look after these amazing animals.
After bonding with her little family, it's not long until their release into the wild.
I do care very kind of a lot about these species declines. And so for me, this last week before the release is kind of really nerve-wracking, because you're like, you know, what if something bad happens now? And you've kind of nurtured them all the way through. You know, you just got to make it through the next week.
A tiny spot of harmless paint on her hoppers will allow for monitoring their progress in the wild.
Okay, right, we're gonna get you gently. It's alright, come on you. There we go. That is very cute. They're quite like insects that are visual creatures, because you do feel like they're watching you, because they are.
The big day has arrived as Eleanor prepares her family for life without her.
It's going to be really nice to just let them go back to do their own little grasshopper things. You know, they kind of become a part of your routine, and you see them every day, and you know, you can see them, you know, hear the little kind of noises, and so, you know, it's a bit of a shame when they go. Alrighty, you guys are going back to the wild today. You know, however well you look after them in a locust cage, like it's nothing compared to what they're going to experience in the big wide world. You know, all of the plants they're going to eat, all of the, you know, predators they're going to avoid. You know, it's you know, it's where they're meant to be.
Eleanor joins up with a community of volunteers, all with home-reared hoppers, hoping it could be the start of a new population of Britain's biggest and rarest grasshopper in Norfolk.
And yeah, and then you go through it for a hike to try and get to the right points where you're going to release them. So I'm hoping that these guys get a nice spot too. Here we go. Ooh, wet. This is a good place to be a grasshopper. Go into the wild. Come on.
Yeah, this is
Come on. And then the kind of feeling of finally releasing these little creatures into the wild, it's, you know, it's a really wonderful feeling. The biodiversity at the bog is just amazing. The types of grasses that they have and the types of plants, you know, these little guys think that they've died and gone to heaven suddenly. And so it's really exciting to kind of see them do that and then instantly look like they're just having the time of their lives. Yes, everybody. Good luck. Yeah. Yeah, very happy. Oh, well, I hope you'll do well.
Back in Cambridge, Eleanor's thinking about how her hoppers might be doing.
Yeah, no, I've certainly been thinking about these little guys while I've been away. We've been having a few kind of rainy days, so I've been a little bit worried about that.
A week later, Eleanor returns to the release site with Stuart to see if the hoppers have taken to their new home.
If we don't find them today, I won't be too disheartened, because it's not a very good day for hunting for grasshoppers. It's breezy and it's overcast. I think we will find some though. Yeah, I mean the main thing is going to be to go to the exact spot where they were released, and then just search and walk around slowly and watch for anything that jumps or hops or even anything that moves.
Come on, hoppers. Ooh. This feels so good. I know they're in here somewhere. I think they're very wisely hiding. I would be too if I was a grasshopper. I don't think we're going to see anything, but it's just really nice to come back and see where they are. Yeah, I think when a bug doesn't want to be found, it doesn't want to be found. Because there's so many little places they can hide. But yeah, I feel happy. I love this kind of thing, it's the best kind of thing. Also to be... Oh, wow. Mark! Mark's grasshoppers are here! Yeah! Oh, here we go.
Hooray!
Yes, look at him.
So this is a female, and she's still in really good condition.
Can I see?
I don't think she should. Oh.
There she is. Can you see her?
After an absence of half a century, Eleanor's exciting find suggests the restored wetlands here in Norfolk can in fact be a new home for the endangered large marsh grasshopper and save them from extinction in the UK.
You have the reintroduction of this kind of beautiful, charismatic creature into an area of the UK which it had disappeared from. So that's exciting in itself. But the way in which they've kind of got this amazing kind of community involvement, all of whom, you know, really care about these little creatures and about the fact that they're being reintroduced. And it's just a really like wholesome way of doing conservation in my mind. It's so inclusive and it's so fun as well. It's just wonderful. What a great day. This has been such a great day. I can't believe we actually found one. I didn't think. A bit disappointed. No, I'm really pleased that we did. I'm really pleased we found a happy, healthy one as well. It's really great. Yeah. Hopefully one day you'll have kids who take large marsh grasshoppers for granted, and it'll be normal to hear these little chirpies in the background.